Alright, I'm still at it. It's kind of late now. It's really dark. I have a light helping me. Somehow I lost the functionality of this camera for the ISO. Well, it didn't have officially ISO, but you know, with depending on if you're shooting in incandescent light, if you're shooting in sunlight, if you're shooting on a rainy day or automatic, that functionality kind of left. And I'm like, oh. Anyways, I'm doing an extra set of pull-ups with the counterweight bar on it. I was going to stop at 3 sets. Now I'm doing 4 because I didn't shoot anything, and I'm doing sets of 12. So I'm keeping it at that same number, provided that my repetitions are not cheated, they're the same as I usually do them. So that's an indicator for me that I am progressing. Sometimes people will carry around a log and they'll write what they're doing, but they'll cheat it. So then the numbers are irrelevant at that point. So, although I did 5 sets last time, I did 12, 12, 10, 8, 6. So I already did 3 sets of 12. I already beat what I wanted to do, but I'm going to add an extra set just for measure. So this is about improving on every exercise, especially when you're at home. You really have to keep track of things, because sometimes at the gym you'll have many variables of equipment, a whole variety of equipment, a whole plethora of equipment, and so you'll just add volume after volume after volume. Here, not so much. It's more of a chore, and you have to create stuff. So, at least I do. So I'm going to do a set. Let's set this up. Alright. And let me do the set. Got my hand on the bar. It's a little noisy at night, but hey. I turn my elbows in, so I'm sure that I'm squeezing my serratus to keep my scapula on my rib cage, and that makes me feel my left side a lot more without straining my shoulder joint, if that makes sense. Although I do get a little bit in my elbow, not perfect. There we go. Alright, I started to feel it less in the elbow by the end, because when I'm feeling it in my elbow, I've mentioned this in previous video clips, it's because I'm not squeezing the muscles around the shoulder blade properly, so more of the work is being done on the tricep, which puts the work on the tendon of my elbow and creates that shock. So I know I have to really squeeze those muscles, the serratus, the mid-lower traps, part of the lats, to really get all the force generated from there, so that the arm is doing an appropriate amount of work, but not all the work, so that I'm using my tendon too much. Does that make sense?